Think spiritual awakening is all rainbows and enlightenment? Think again. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 9 dark side effects no one talks about. From feeling like a stranger in your own life to wondering if you've made a huge mistake, this journey isn't for the faint of heart. Ready to face the shadows of enlightenment. Picture stepping onto a spiritual path, expecting peace and wisdom, but finding yourself in a dark forest first. My friends, the road to spiritual growth isn't always smooth. It's a journey that can shake you to your core, challenging everything you thought you knew. Today, we're revealing 9 side effects of spiritual growth that people rarely mention. Are you prepared to face the shadows? This isn't about scaring you away from your path. It's about preparing you for the twists and turns ahead. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to join our community of Buddhas. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this eye-opening journey. Before we dive in, go to the comments below this video and share a dark side effects from your own spiritual path. Your personal journey matters. Thank you for sharing it with me. Now let's dive in. The lonely road of social disconnection. As you peel back those layers, you might find yourself in a surprising place. Alone. Ever felt like you're suddenly speaking a different language to your oldest friends? Welcome to the first shadow of spiritual awakening. Social disconnection. Picture this. You're on your spiritual journey, gaining new insights, but as you grow, you notice a widening gap between you and your social circle. It's like you're tuning into a frequency they can't hear. Conversations that once flowed now feel strained, and shared interests seem to vanish. This disconnect isn't just in your head. As we change, it's natural for some relationships to fade. You might find yourself using words or discussing ideas that leave your old friends confused. You've learned a new language, but your social circle hasn't. The isolation can be tough, leaving you to wonder, am I the only one going through this? Rest assured, you're not alone. Many on the spiritual path feel like they're speaking a different language from those around them. It's a common, though challenging, part of growth. But here's the silver lining. This social shift, while uncomfortable, is making room for something better. As old connections fade, you create space for new, more aligned relationships. You're not losing, you're evolving, and soon you'll attract people who resonate with your new energy. When reality cracks, the existential crisis. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, the universe throws you a curveball. Have you ever questioned the very nature of reality itself? Brace yourself, because spiritual awakening isn't just about gaining new insights. It's about breaking down your entire worldview. Welcome to the existential crisis, a common but rarely discussed side effect of spiritual growth. Imagine waking up one day to find that everything you thought you knew about life, the universe, and your place in it suddenly doesn't make sense anymore. The ground has shifted, leaving you feeling lost. This crisis can be intense. You might find yourself wrestling with deep questions about the meaning of life, your purpose, and reality itself. It's not unusual to feel lost or even hopeless. You might wonder, if everything I believed was wrong, what can I trust? But here's the truth. This existential crisis, as unsettling as it is an essential part of your journey. It's like tearing down an old, crumbling building to make room for a stronger one. You're dismantling limiting beliefs and narrow perspectives, making space for a more expansive view of the world. This phase, often called the dark night of the soul, involves deep spiritual emptiness and emotional upheaval. It's a necessary process, shedding old attachments and facing personal and collective shadows. It's not easy, but it's incredibly transformative. The pitfall of spiritual superiority. The view can be breathtaking as you climb higher on your spiritual mountain. But what if that elevated perspective actually clouds your vision? There's a hidden trap for those who rise too quickly, and it can stop your progress in its tracks. Have you ever felt just a bit superior to those who haven't yet started their spiritual journey? It's a common experience. As we gain new insights and understanding, we might start to feel like we're more enlightened than others. We begin to see things differently, and suddenly, those around us seem like they're stumbling in the dark. But here's the irony. This feeling of superiority can become the biggest roadblock on our path to true enlightenment. Imagine you've just discovered a profound truth about the universe. It's tempting to want to share this wisdom with everyone around you, hoping to help them see the light. But in doing so, we often forget a key part of spiritual growth: humility. True wisdom understands that each person is on their own unique journey, and what works for us may not be the right answer for someone else. This sense of spiritual superiority can create invisible walls, cutting us off from real connections. It's like building a castle around our newfound knowledge, keeping others out instead of inviting them in. The real challenge is to keep an open heart and mind, even as we progress on our path. Who am I now? The identity shift. Have you ever thought that your spiritual awakening might force you to let go of parts of yourself you've always valued? It's like playing a high-stakes game of Jenga with your identity. Which pieces can you remove before everything collapses? As you move forward on your spiritual journey, you might face a surprising challenge: the gradual loss of your sense of self. This shift in identity is a normal part of awakening, but it can be deeply unsettling. Imagine waking up one day to realize that the person you thought you were is just a collection of beliefs and habits built over time. As you shed these layers, you might feel uncomfortable, even lost. Who are you without these familiar identities? Letting go of old identities is like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. It's necessary for growth, but it can feel like you're losing yourself along the way. You might find yourself questioning your roles, beliefs, and purpose. This discomfort means you're growing beyond your old limits. But here's the good news. This shift is a chance for true self-discovery. As you release who you thought you were, you open up space to discover who you really are. It's an opportunity to align your life more closely with your true self, free from old roles that no longer fit. The storm within, emotional upheaval. Just when you think you've found your spiritual balance, the ground starts to shake beneath you. Could it be that your awakening is about to unleash an emotional earthquake? Get ready for a wild ride through your deepest, most hidden feelings. As your spiritual journey continues, you might face an unexpected challenge: intense emotional turbulence. Imagine your emotions as a long dormant volcano, suddenly erupting due to your spiritual growth. The pressure that's been building for years finally finds an outlet, and your feelings spill out in all their intensity. It's as if your spiritual practice has given you a magnifying glass, revealing every emotion in vivid, sometimes overwhelming detail. This emotional storm is more than intense, it's unpredictable. One moment you might feel pure joy, the next you might plunge into deep sadness. It's like your emotional compass is spinning wildly, struggling to find direction. You might wonder, is this normal? Am I losing control? But here's the truth. This emotional chaos is a sign that you're moving forward. As you dig into your psyche, you're uncovering old issues that have been buried deep within. It's a necessary part of the cleansing process, like how a wound needs to be cleaned before it can heal properly. The key is to remember that this storm, as intense as it may feel, is temporary. It's guiding you toward greater emotional balance and self-understanding. By facing these buried emotions head-on, you're building a deeper, more genuine relationship with yourself. The burden of wisdom, sharing pitfalls. As you navigate the rough waters of self-discovery, a new challenge rises up. Have you ever felt the weight of wisdom pressing down on you? Picture holding profound spiritual insights that you're eager to share, only to find that your words fall on deaf ears, or worse, push people away. This is the burden of wisdom, a rarely discussed side effect of spiritual awakening. You've gained new perspectives and discovered deep truths about the universe, and naturally, you want to share these revelations. But here's the catch. Not everyone is ready or willing to hear this wisdom. It's like trying to describe color to someone who's only ever seen black and white. The frustration can be tough, leaving you feeling misunderstood and alone. This gap isn't just in your mind. As we change, it's natural for relationships to shift. You might start using words or talking about ideas that confuse others, as if you're speaking a language they haven't yet learned. The key is to remember that everyone's path is unique, and what resonates with you might not be right for someone else. So, how do you handle this tricky situation? The answer lies in discernment. It's important to share your insights with love and understanding, knowing that not everyone is on the same path or has had the same experiences. Instead of trying to persuade others, focus on finding like-minded communities where you can freely share your new wisdom. Too much, too fast, heightened sensitivity. Have you ever felt like your skin has become thinner, letting in the world's energy more intensely? This newfound sensitivity isn't just in your head, it's a real experience that can shake up your daily life. As your spiritual journey continues, you might find yourself experiencing the world in a completely new way, with every emotion and sensation magnified. Picture walking down a busy street, feeling not just the energy around you, but the emotions of every person passing by, their joy, sadness, and anxiety, all washing over you in waves. This heightened sensitivity is a common yet rarely discussed side effect of spiritual awakening. As your awareness grows, you become more tuned in to the energies around you. It's like upgrading from a basic radio to a high-tech satellite system. Suddenly, you're picking up signals you never knew existed. This heightened sensitivity can feel overwhelming, making it difficult to handle daily life. You might struggle to be around negative or toxic people as everything feels intensified. But here's the silver lining. When managed well, this heightened sensitivity can become a powerful gift for compassion and intuition. It allows you to connect more deeply with others, understanding their feelings and needs on a profound level. The key is learning to balance this new awareness with self-care and energy management. The illusion of arrival. While managing your heightened sensitivity is crucial, it's just one piece of the spiritual puzzle. Have you ever thought that the moment you feel you've reached a spiritual peak might be the time when your growth stops completely? It's a common myth that spiritual awakening has a final endpoint, a mountaintop where you can plant your flag and claim victory. But what if that belief is what's holding you back? Imagine you've reached what feels like the peak of your spiritual journey. You've gained deep insights, developed new abilities, and feel more connected to the universe than ever before. It's tempting to think, this is it. I've made it. But here's the reality. That feeling of arrival can actually become a trap, leading to stagnation and complacency. Think of your spiritual growth not as a mountain to conquer, but as an endless ocean to explore. Each new wave of understanding brings deeper levels to discover. The moment you believe you've seen it all is the moment you stop diving deeper. This isn't just philosophical, it's practical advice for anyone on a spiritual path. Your spiritual journey isn't about escaping life's challenges, but turning them into opportunities for deeper growth. Remember, the journey itself is the destination. Embracing the idea of continuous learning and growth is key to true spiritual development. The point of no return, regretting the journey. Have you ever thought that spiritual awakening might come with a hidden cost that makes you wonder if ignorance really was bliss? As you continue on your spiritual path, you might face an unexpected challenge: the temporary regret of starting this journey in the first place. Imagine reaching a point where the truths you've uncovered feel too much to bear. You've peeled back the layers of reality, but what you find isn't always comforting or easy to accept. It's like opening Pandora's box. Once you've seen the truth, you can't unsee it. This feeling of being unable to forget what you've learned can be deeply unsettling. You might wish for the simplicity of your pre-awakened life, feeling weighed down by your new awareness, and wonder if starting this journey was a mistake. It's as if you've walked through a door only to realize there's no way back. But here's the key. This regret, as intense as it may be, is usually temporary. It's a natural response to the discomfort that comes with seeing more clearly and feeling more deeply. Like sore muscles after a workout, your spirit is growing stronger through this challenge. Remember, the benefits of awakening ultimately outweigh the short-term discomfort. As you adapt to your new understanding and learn to handle your expanded awareness, you'll find a deeper sense of purpose and a stronger connection to the world around you. Embracing the shadow side. Have you ever noticed that growth often comes with growing pains? As we've explored, spiritual awakening isn't all sunshine and rainbows. This journey can be tough, from social disconnection to existential crisis, from emotional turmoil to the burden of wisdom. But here's the truth. These challenges aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones on your path to deep transformation. Picture your spiritual journey as a beautiful tapestry. The darker threads we've discussed today are just as important as the bright ones. They add depth, contrast, and richness to your experience. Without them, your spiritual growth would be flat and one-dimensional. Remember, your spiritual journey isn't about escaping life's challenges, but turning them into opportunities for profound growth. Embrace these challenges. They're not just part of the journey. They are the journey. Each challenge is a chance to deepen your understanding, expand your compassion, and become a more genuine version of yourself. Now, if you haven't done already, please share a dark moment in your own spiritual path. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.